Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing well. For today's math lesson, we're going to be talking about statistics. Hopefully by the end of today's lesson, we'll be able to familiarize ourselves with the key terms, how to use them in word problems, problems relating to graphs, as well as a fundamental understanding of how to use them. So the first keyword we're going to be talking about today is the word statistics. Statistics is the science of collecting, analyzing, interpreting, and presenting data. Mean is the sum of numbers in a set of data divided by the number of items. Median is the middle value in a set of data that are arranged in a numerical order, or the mean of the middle two values. Mode is the number or the numbers that appear most often in a set of data. Finally, range is the difference between the number greatest and least values in a set of data. So the first question we're going to be solving today wants us to find the mean, the median, the range and mode of each set of data. So number 1 gives us the number 24, 28, 21, 37, 31, 29, 23, 22, 34, and 31. So the first thing we're going to be doing is we're going to find the mean. We're going to take the definition we just spoke of and interpret that into math. So that's going to give us the sum of all the data that is given here and divide that with the total numbers of that certain set of data. So I'm going to give you guys like a verbal way of how you're going to be solving it. You're going to add 24, 28, 21, 37, 31, 29, 23, 22, 34, and 31. And then when you add those together, you're going to get 270. And then you're just going to divide that with the total numbers. So in this specific data, we have 10 numbers. So we're just going to divide 270 with 10 and receive our answer, which is 27. So our mean is 27. Now, to find our median, what we're going to be doing is we're going to start by rearranging this list. So we're going to go from least to greatest. And we're going to have like 21, 22, 23. So as I said, from least to greatest. And after you set these set of numbers from least to greatest, you're going to begin crossing out, so until you receive the middle value. However, in this set of data, we can divide the two middle terms, which is 28 and 29, add those together, and then we divide those by 2, and we're easily going to be receiving our median, which is 28.5. And now to find our mode, all that we're going to be doing is we are going to be checking which number is the most repeated or the most frequent in the set of data, and the answer is 31. To find our range, we're going to take the largest number or the greatest number and then minus that, subtract that with the smallest value, and we're going to do 37 minus 21, and the range is 16. So now let's just do number 2. So the mean, as I said, is going to be the sum over the total numbers, and the sum of all these numbers in this specific data in number 2 gives us 882, and then the total numbers in this data is 12, and we're going to do 882 divided by 12, and it's going to give us a mean of 73.5. Now our median, we're going to have our list ready from least to greatest. Cross out until you have your two middle values, add those together, and then divide that with 2. And our mode is the most frequent number, and in this data we have 87 repeated 3 times. And then we're going to find our range by taking our greatest value in this question, which is 98, subtract that with our smallest value, which is 54, and we're going to get the range of 44. Here's a quick bonus for you guys to try alone, just to see if you guys understand it well. So here is our first word problem. Christy has taken 5 tests in science class. The average of all 5 of Christy's test scores is 94. The average of her last 3 test scores is 92. What is the average of her first 2 test scores? Now, the moment you see the word average in a word problem, you should immediately think of mean. We already know that the mean equals to the sum over the total. However, here they did not give us the sum. They did give us the mean, aka the average, and they did give us the total. To find the sum, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing the opposite. We're going to be multiplying the total with the mean, giving us 5 times 94, giving us a sum of 470 in all 5 of Christy's test scores. We're going to be doing the same with her last 3 test scores. We're going to be multiplying 3 times 92, giving us 276. Then we're going to be finding the difference between these two sums, and we're going to be taking 470 minus 276, giving us 194. So this is the two sums of her first two test scores. And finally, we're going to find the average of those two test scores. So we're going to do 194 divided by 2, and we're going to get the answer of 97. So now we're going to be doing one more that is actually quite similar to the one we just did. The average height of 14 students in one class is 63 inches. The average height of 21 students in another class is 68. If the two classes are combined, what is the average height in inches of the students in the combined class? And as we said, in word type of questions, mean just means average. And we know that mean equals to the sum over the total, and to find the sum, we're going to be multiplying the total times the mean. So to find the sum of height in the first class, we're going to do 14 times 63, giving us 882. And we're going to be doing the same with the other sum of heights for the second class. We're going to be multiplying 21 times 68, giving us 1428. Now to find the sum of heights in the combined classes, we're going to add 882 and 1428, giving us 2310. Now altogether, now we can find the average height, which is going to be the sum of the heights over the total numbers of students. So we're going to do 2310, divide that with the total number of students, meaning 14 plus 21, and we're going to get the answer of 66. Now for our last question, which is going to be a graph type of question, it states that the histogram to the left shows the number of books read last year by 20 editors at a publishing company. What could be the median of books read by the 20 editors? So the word could tells us that they do not want something very specific. So let's take a look at the graph. So our y-axis is the number of editors, and our x-axis are the number of books read. The colors blue tell us that 0 to 5 books were read, the red tells us 5 to 10 books were read, the yellow tells us 10 to 15, the green tells us 15 to 20, the purple tells us 20 to 25, and finally the blue tells us 25 to 30. Now we know that because there are 20 editors, the median is the average of the 10 and 11th editors, because we do know that the median is the number that is in the middle. So 20 divided by 2 would get 10, so we'd say 10 to 11 are the editors' numbers of books that were read. So from the graph, the 10th and 11th editors both read 10 to 15 books last year, which means the average could be between 10 and 15. So today we spoke about some basic statistical concepts. We learned about their keywords, how to use them in graph questions, and finally how to use them in word questions. I hope you guys found this video helpful, and stay tuned for more videos.